Dr. Jordan Peterson, and he was talking to an evolutionary biologist.
Oh, saw that.
You saw it?
I did see it.
Oh!
I watched that. I thought that was interesting. You're talking about the sexual evolution conversation, right?
Yes, of mating strategies. Yes.
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God, bro!
I thought that was interesting.
And this is the thing that kills me. It's like I've been saying for years. I'm like, bro, base level, take out ego, bro. We're fucking animals, bro. Like base level, we're still mammals. We still have primal urges. We still have subconscious needs. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's so funny hearing like women like, and that's not to say you can't go against your evolution. You can, right? But it's just so funny like hearing women vehemently say they don't want something, but then turn around and go get that something. Like, it's like you're like, wait. I thought you. So it's like you're saying one thing, but you're doing another, and it's like the fuck, bro. Like, it's like they're not of one mind and body. Like, you know what I mean? It's like they're of two minds, and it's so weird, like being a dude, because dudes are very one-minded. Like when we make a decision, we're going in. Like there is no like one toe in, we don't fucking do that. Which is why I tell women all the time, if a dude hasn't married you, it's probably because he doesn't want to marry you. Just saying. I'm just saying there is no like, hey, well, I'm doing it. Nah, man. Like I give it 6 months time. If you've been with a dude for 6 months, he knows where it's going. He knows what he wants.
I mean, hell, the fact that you lasted 6 months,
bro. Like
it ain't just because
he's
you're
already
good.
made it up in his mind, like what it is, one way or the other. Like dudes are not wishy-washy like that. Like I'm not saying that you can't be, and I'm not saying all men are this way. The vast majority of men, if I lined up 100 fucking dudes, I'd say 90% of them, bro, 90 of them would be like this. They are not two-minded, man. When they make a decision, it's already been made, bro. And then the odds of changing their minds. Most dudes, unless you present some compelling evidence, most dudes are like, I already made my decision on that. I'm not returning to that topic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, right. It's like, I'm not revisiting. That's a waste of time. I already made my decision. Now, if you bring some compelling evidence or something, then he might be like, oh, okay, well shit. Revisit that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but other than that, it's like when I use the shopping analogy. And they've already fucking seen this. Shopping displays and shit aren't made for men. They've already proven this. Shopping displays and all those ads and shit are for fucking women. Why? Because when they go in the store, they browse. Men are very one track. When I go into a fucking store, listen, I already know what I want. Before I even got into my car to leave my home, I already knew what I wanted. I get to the store, I don't need anything else but what I wanted. I get it, I pay, I'm out. When you watch a man go shopping, it's almost like watching a computer program. It's very linear.
Bro,
I can't walks in the door.
Sometimes I caught myself doing this 1,000-yard stare and thinking about what it is that I need.
Bruh, walk like literally, you can track it, bro. They walk in, they get what they need, and they fucking leave. It's like that. Whereas when women walk in, a lot of women will browse, they'll walk through the aisles, they'll see if there's anything else they want, they'll look at some of the ads. Men don't do none of that shit. We're in and out. We've already made the decision. It's hard to, that's the reason why 80% of consumers are fucking women, bruh. 80% of the consumer base. The economy runs on the money that women spend. Even in marriages, who spends the majority of the money in a marriage? Women. Not the man. The man doesn't need much. Dude, me and my wife talk about this all the time. If I was single, you understand, I would live in a studio apartment. My bed would be in my living room. I'd have a TV. I'd have the internet, and I'd have my computer. That's it. I wouldn't need anything else. Dead ass. I don't need all these like pictures on the wall. No, my walls will be bare as hell. Like, men are very simplistic. We're almost survivalists in a way, bro. Minimalists.
Almost. I was just about to say almost minimalist. Like, bro, I've seen videos of those minimalist lifestyle, and I'm like, you know what? If I didn't do what I do, I'd be living like that.
Dead ass.
Dead at. Like I wouldn't have all the electronics and shit, all this filmmaking shit. Like if I did something different that didn't require a whole lot, I would have a minimalist lifestyle. Like hell, I try to minimalize even that, but everything I have is something that I need.
Yo, me and my boys had this conversation when I was in Afghanistan, when I was contracted. And we were making good ass money. And I remember my boy Alvin asked me, he said, how much money is too much money? And I was, 26 at the time? He said, how much money is too much money? And I said, well, you can never have too much money. I was 26 at the time, right?
Yeah.
I'm 36 now, and I look back and I go, yeah, you could have too much money.
Yeah, of course.
You definitely have
prime
too much
example
money.
of that shit. Elon Musk,
bruh. But it's like, what would I even, if I had that money, what would I even spend it on? Nothing. Bullshit.
It would just be sitting there.
It would just be.
It would literally just be sitting.
Because it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to keep me happy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't take much at all, bro. So, like, that's what I mean by like a lot of like we don't really respect the way men are. The vast majority of men can be completely content. Like, okay, Maslow's hierarchies of needs, right? Most dudes, that hierarchy of needs is very fucking simple. Very simple. We have shelter, we have food, we have running water. Cool. Do I have a little bit of pleasure on the side? Like, whatever my hobby is, cars, video game, whatever. Cool. Got that? All right, cool. I think I'm done.
But see, but see, that also, yeah. I mean, that is a very bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? Just enough to keep me living, right?
Yeah.
It's enough to keep me alive, right? But then, you know what I'm saying? That's where we was talking offline somewhere, and we were talking about, you know, the body. If you're gonna go with how relationships work, and you know, how relationships work, if you're going to use the analogy of the body, if you got Maslow's hierarchy of needs resides in the brain. That's very logical. What do I need to keep myself alive? Okay, I need these things to keep myself living, and I need these things to keep myself sane, and that way I can go through life like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With women, right, in a relationship, so you know, that logical perspective is the brain, right? Then with women, they bring, you know, oh, these walls are bare, you need some posters, or you need like artwork or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? There's some decorations and the actual couch for company. And you're gonna need company. You gotta socialize. You can't just be a hermit. Blah 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 blah, and so on and so forth. That's the heart. These are the feels. These are the things that keep you human. You know what I'm saying? And it's a balancing act. So if you want to equate, like, a lot, women bring the heart, men bring the brain, but you need both to live. Not living, to live. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. No,
so like it helps with that balancing act. But the problem is like a lot of women forgot their heart.
But see, this is the thing, though, right? I agree with that. No, what you said was 100% true, because there's a difference between living and living, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like, I wish there was another word for it. Like, that's why I say alive. It's like,
yes.
The difference between being alive and living.
There you go. Like, that's exactly it, right? So, like, dude, I shit you not, like, yo, like, yeah, man, like, there's nothing, like, most of my male friends who are, you know, well off in their career, you know, with their family and whatnot, it just goes back to what we had a discussion offline about motivation, right? And like how women say they want an ambitious man or a man that's motivated. The vast majority of people in general aren't motivated. And when I say aren't motivated, I mean aren't motivated to excel. Right? Most motherfuckers is gonna live an average life. And I know everybody gets mad at the word average nowadays, but it's not a fucking bad word, man. Most people are average. Average thinking, average living. Like, it is what it is. But it's like, a woman brings the other portions of life.
Yeah.
That makes it worth living or feeling alive, right? Because a dude will essentially, if you let men would essentially go to work, go home, sleep. Go to work, go home, sleep. Most men aren't, and I'm not saying, different personality types, whatever. Most men nowadays aren't really people focused. We're thing focused, right? And this is where, like, Jordan Peterson talks about women like people. Like, they like to socialize, like they like to be around with the girls, around other people, they like to interact. Whereas men like things, because things don't demand stuff from men. It's easier to live in a world of things. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you're saying.
So, like, that whole yin and yang
That's
thing,
like
we've
what,
lost
what's
that,
his
man.
name? That's like, what's his name? What he was saying is like the comedian, I forget his name. Wait, it escapes me for some reason. But he was like, men want you, but we want you around. Like, we want to be left alone.
Patrice O'Neal.
Yeah, Patrice O'Neal. We want to be left alone, but we want you near. If that makes any sense. It's like, I get
Yeah. Because again, it's the whole, like, I always told you, like, I can't do polyamory. I mean, no diss to my poly folks. If you're listening, I actually admire poly men, not for the reason that most people think, right? Like the sex thing. That's neither here nor there. The fact that they can deal with multiple women, because women take an emotional toll. I can't deal with multiple women because they require things of you emotionally. My cup is only so big, bro. You cannot. That's one thing. No, dead ass, dude. Like, that's one thing I know about myself, right? And that's one thing that Ashley had to learn about me, like, when we first started dating. Like, I'm not that, like, if you need a logical answer or if you have a problem, come to me. I'm your guy, bro. We will figure this shit out. Even if I ain't got the answer, guess what? We doing some research. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna figure this fucking problem out. But Ashley, like, it was the first time I was in a relationship with a woman where she was like, I don't need you to solve the problem. I just need you to listen. And that broke me. And here's the reason why it broke me. I can't hear complaints and not be like, oh yeah, this is what you're supposed to do to fix that. So we can end the conversation. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, just to hear complaints, it's like, okay. Like, I literally, like, I'm better about it now, but when we first started dating, bro, like, literally, like, I would be fidgety. Like, I would be sitting and just fidget. I'm like, yo, like, I can't, like, you're complaining, but I gotta fix for that. We can fix that. You wanna fix that? We can fix that. Like, men are fixers. We're not, like, designed to like, women expect men to communicate the way their girlfriends do. That's not who we are.
Oh,
like,
bro. Like, and it took me a while to realize that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was groomed to be that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I say that a lot to a lot of, to the few female friends that I have left. But like, I've been groomed to be that way, to be the dude that you can come and talk to and blah, 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 blah. But I'm finding that, especially here recently, I'm like, I don't want to sit and listen to you blabber on about the same shit every damn day. You either want to fix it or you don't. Because I have other things that I want to talk about and other things that I'm focused on than to worry about XYZ. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at some point it gets annoying. Because I like Team 4 Stars Frieza. I feel like we've been here before. Have we been here before?
Yo. Real talk. Real talk. Because, like, again, there's venting. Like, I get, everybody vents.
Yeah,
everybody
I
get
pressure.
I get releasing the pressure and then like, you know, screaming into a pillow. I get that.
Cool.
But down all the time on the same subject?
That's the part that pisses me off. The same subject.
Like, yo, like, okay, you came in Monday, complained about your job. You came in Tuesday, complained about your job. You came in Wednesday, I got a fix for you. Find a new job.
Either that or death beam to the heart. Like, just choose one.
Bro, like...
You're not dealing with the average Saiyan warrior anymore.
Bro.
Oh my fucking God.
Bro, like... like I can't deal, man. It's just, it's not me, man. Like, I'm not one of the people that can just sit and just hear this exact same problems over and over again, man. Like, you got to do something about that shit or either shut up.
But you know what? Also, like, I think also, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, you know, men tend to be on the more logical side, whatever, right? Cool, fine. But I think also, as you get older, you get more honorary. And as you get more honorary, you lose a hell of a lot of patience. And I think that that's where I am. I used to be a patient motherfucker. Now I'm just like, look, get to the point.
Yo, you know,
like Saitama, 20 words or less.
Bro, you know, I play chess competitively, right? I used to have the patience of a saint when I was younger. You understand? I get sick. But like, you're right. As I've gotten older, it's just like my tolerance for bullshit has just diminished.
Like, I ain't got much time left on this planet. I do not want to spend 20 hours listening to you complaining about the same damn thing.
Ooh, and you ain't exaggerating either. You are not exaggerating. If you let a motherfucker go on, they will complain for 20 hours in your ear. Over the phone, in your presence, it don't matter. They will complain. And it's just like, I can't do that. So in that vein, I do take my hat off to like polyamory dudes, because like they have to deal with multiple women. And I can't do it.
And this is pure speculation on my part. I could never get down as far as polyamory is concerned, primarily because it takes a lot to please one woman. That's always been my argument. It takes a lot to please one woman. I ain't got it in me to try to do it multiple times.
I agree.
But from what I understand, polyamory is not about pleasing the women. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. Again,
okay, what do you mean?
Know,
what do you mean pleasing?
Like, it's just like giving your all to make sure they're happy, or to enhance their happiness, or whatever the hell.
Well, you shouldn't be. Well, that's a little different. But I kind of agree. That's a little different.
But you see what I'm saying? Like,
no, I see what you're saying. But that goes back into, I think, what a lot of people, like the trap a lot of people fall into. They try to make their significant other or boyfriend and girlfriend, right, the source of their happiness. And I think that's...
No. I'm not saying like the source of happiness, or, you know what I'm saying, being somebody's happiness. Like, because if something that happened to me and I'm dead, yeah, I expect you to mourn for a period of time, but I don't want your entire happiness to be tied to my existence. Like, that's dependency. That's a dependency I don't want. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say is, like, you know, like, you're already happy. My being there just makes you happier. So without me, you'll just be happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just... Yeah.
I know what you're saying. But like, so one of my friends, he's in the poly lifestyle, and I just remember when he was going through his thing, because he had to break up with his two girlfriends, but he was going through his thing, and it was emotionally draining, is what he said. And I remember seeing him, and he didn't have that pep in his step. He wasn't happy, you know. And
that's so weird to me.
And it's because of the emotional labor of being there for both women. And that's what I mean by, like, I can't picture myself having more than one woman to be emotionally available for. I'm already kind of with my emotions anyway. And then you want me to be fully open with more than one woman? Again, my cup, man. We go back to the cup analogy. You can only fill a cup so much. My cup is a literal cup. It ain't a gallon. You understand? Like, it's like, it reminds me of fucking Indiana Jones, where there's a long story. Like, bro, you chose poorly in the mate. I got that big ass chalice. No, bro, I got a small cup. It's a modest cup. I will try to be there as best as I can for you emotionally, but I'm not that dude. I'm not the guy that's just... I'm not your girlfriend, man. I'm just not. You
right.
know what I mean?
Like, at some point, you gotta take your Oh my God, you have to take those issues and stuff like that. If that's what you're looking for, go to your girlfriends. That's what you have them for.
And that's what I think a lot of women get pissed off, because I say it all the time. Like, yes, men should be vulnerable with their spouse, right? But only to a certain degree. I don't agree with like men like breaking down, and I don't mean, and I gotta quantify this too, because a lot of motherfuckers be like, men should be able to cry in front of their spouse. Listen, man.
No.
Okay.
No.
Crying in front of your spouse. No. Let me finish.
Emphatically no.
Let me finish. Okay, you're watching a movie. Cool. Something hits you. Lion King. You see Mufasa die. Whatever. Yeah, a tear. Fine. When we talk about crying as a man, there's a difference between shedding a couple tears and ugly crying in front of your spouse, bro. Like, cause see, here's my analogy that I use, right? Women look for men to be stable, to be consistent, right? If I'm a pilot flying a plane, you do not want to hear over the intercom, I don't know what's going on, but I think we're going down. No, that's gonna cause a panic. Again, overly emotional. I don't think men should be with their spouse. I've never believed that. Now, if you can't be overly emotional with your spouse, who can you be overly emotional with? Your boys.
Yep.
And here's the reason why, and I don't mean just some fucking acquaintances either, because a lot of motherfuckers get this shit confused. And here's the reason why I think women can't wrap their heads around this, because this is gonna sound bad too. A lot of women are catty. I know a lot of my female friends who don't even like hanging out with their girlfriend. They'd rather hang out with men because of how men operate, right? So you might break down in front of a dude as a woman, or as a dude, you might break down in front of a man. A man is gonna hear your pleas. A real dude shouldn't even really be moved by the tears for the situation. He should be listening to the situation and analyzing what you're going through, and then give you a solution. Men are very solution oriented, as I said earlier, right? If you have a problem, a dude is not saying all dudes, but the majority of dudes, a dude is a good option, because he's going to give you a fucking fact-based solution. And if he doesn't have one, he's going to try to get one for you. If he gives a shit, he's going to try to get one for you, right? So I think
you also have to be in the mindset to listen to that advice, but you know,
that's another story.
I had to throw that out there.
Yeah, that's another hurdle. But what I'm saying is that women aren't really, especially your significant other, right, isn't really equipped to handle your major problems as a man, right? Like they just aren't. Like, you're better off going to a dude with that shit, because going to your spouse with that and then dropping frame like that, like, and I've heard so many women say like, yo, they lost mad respect for their man when he broke down like that in front of them, because it's a subconscious thing, and it's an evolutionary thing. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's a thing because, again, who is supposed to be the logical, stable one in a relationship? Typically, it's the man. If a motherfucking pilot starts panicking, what do you think the passenger's gonna do? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get you.
So
it's like that. I remember reading this article, right? This liberal woman, and I laughed all the way to the bank when I read this. Right? This liberal woman, liberalistic views and all that other good stuff. She wrote an article about, she wrote two articles if I remember right. She wrote an article about how, gender norm, clothing should be done away with, and men should be allowed to wear dresses, was essentially her position, right? And no joke, she discovered that her husband agreed with those assessments. So after she wrote this article, he started wearing dresses. She wrote another article, I'm no longer attracted to my man, and here's why. It's the same concept.
Wait.
You say you want something.
You lying.
I kid you not, dude. If I could find it, I will show it to you.
You have to show it to me after this, bro.
Yeah,
I gotta see this.
Dude, it was so hilarious. I laughed so hard because it was like, but my point is like it's the same concept. Like, you ask for something, but you don't know you want it.
You don't know what you're asking for. Truly.
You don't know what it is that you're asking for. You don't know that you don't want what you're asking for until you get it and you're like, oh.
Oh, yo, real talk. Most of the women that I know that have actually seen a man truly cry, and I ain't talking about no bullshit. This is another thing motherfuckers conflate. There's a difference between shedding a tear, again, over like something like a movie or something touchy in the moment, whatever. I'm talking about ugly crying.
Single man, there's a difference between a single man tear and blubber.
Yo! Listen, I was in the military. I've seen like the hardest of dudes literally cry, right? And it's funny to me because like as a man, you process it and you're like, okay, all right, brother, let it out. All right, we gotta get out and get your shit. All right, you cool? Yeah, all right, well, let's talk about it. Let's, you know what I'm saying, push through it. But as a woman, and I've heard women say this, seeing a dude break, I'm talking like truly break down. I'm talking ugly, bro, ugly cry in front of them. It does something to them, and I'm telling you, bro, like, no, especially yourself.
Shout out to NCR. The viscous of inners dries up the Sahara Desert.
And I'm not, and this is where I get on motherfucking liberals like, oh, that's toxic masculinity. We're not saying that men should bottle up their emotions.
Not at all.
Everybody. What we're saying is, and this is what pisses me off about people using emotional intelligence, because it really chaps my cheeks, because you use the term incorrectly. But we're saying there's a time and a place, and that place to snot cry is not in front of your lady, especially when you're supposed to be in control. A woman relies on a man being in control. Because I've heard one woman said something so poignant that I was like, yo, that's it right there. This lady said, listen, I'm emotional as a woman regularly. You understand? I need somebody who's not that. You see what I'm saying?
I can understand that.
Like, if you turn and I'm, what the fuck are we gonna do?
Bro, it goes, going back to the whole body analogy. It makes no sense for a body to have two hearts.
It makes no sense.
That's extra blood pumping. Where, like, somebody's got to be the brain of the outfit.
Somebody gotta be the brain. I feel that.
And
I know somebody. I know somebody go come in the comments. Well, you know, there's some animals that have two hearts. Listen,
shut up. We're not. I hate those people. Like, some animals do. Like, so no. Stop it. We are talking about human beings, not other animals.
Dude, I love fucking Family Guy for that. Stop it. Stop. No.
Bro.
You know no fucking dog. No.
Bro. And and don't let your lady be the vindictive type and you crying in front of her.
Oh, and she throw it back in your face.
Bruh, Celebrity did a thing. She did a thing where she showed a dude actually being upset about something. I don't think he was actually crying, but it was a whole text message thing about him, you know, needing mental care. His lady had just got a job, a good paying job too. And he was like, I just need a couple weeks to get my mental right. So I'm gonna quit my job and, you know, get my mental right. So, you know, can you hold me down until, you know, I'm good to go.
Oh yeah.
She got all up in arms and whatever have you, this, that, and the third. Now it was a shit test, which, as you know, I'm not a fan of.
Not a fan of those, yeah.
At all. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? In this case, the shit test, you know, he dodged a bullet. It's like, wow, so if I'm ever down bad, you're just gonna abandon me like that? You gonna call me weak and all this other stuff?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what if I was really hurt? What if I lost a limb and I had to take, like, would you leave then? You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah. That's why if you're gonna be emotional, you do it around your boys. You never let your wife or your kids see you sweat. You just don't. That's why that whole thing about boys don't cry is an incomplete sentence. And I tell my brothers this: boys don't cry in public. You do that shit in private. You do that shit behind doors with people you trust.
Yep. And the fact you threw that trust in there, I know women are gonna be like, you can't trust your wife.
Dude, I almost responded to that, but I was like, you know what? No. I'm not even gonna dignify that with a response because you know. Anybody who asks that question, you know.
And again, though, and this is where it always goes to the extremes, right? Like, and this is why I can't get behind the whole toxic masculinity shit, because there's no shades of gray, right? Like, so what we just said was completely reasonable in my book, right? Nobody's saying you shouldn't be communicative with your wife or, talk about how you feel, right? Nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying a man should just take whatever the fuck is going on and never speak to his spouse.
Yeah, your wife should never be
literally
clueless in what's
just
going on.
said,
but if it's heavy,
bruh, we literally just said your ass should not be blubbering, crying in front of your fucking spouse. Like that. That's it. That's it. That's all. Everything else still in play. You still gotta talk. You still gotta communicate with your wife. You still gotta be intimate. You still gotta express yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We just talking about fucking crying, bro. And that in and of itself is toxic. Like, it makes it all of it toxic. And it's like, then you don't truly understand relationships and how fucking like dynamics between men and women work, bro. I'm telling you, dude. Like, so many women do. And this is the thing. Like, I got a female friend. I ain't gonna say no names, but she said she's only seen her father cry one time in front of her. And it was a heavy, heaving cry. And she said she will never forget that sound, dude, for the rest of her life. She said nobody should hear a man truly cry. And I said,
man truly cry is from the soul.
Bruh, it's deep. It's like, you know, motherfuckers talk about the blues and how that shit's like,
oh, bro.
Bruh, a man's fucking cry, bruh, is from the pits of his soul. You hear me? Listen, I've been married 14 fucking years. I have never in front of Ashley, man. Now, that ain't to say I have not cried. I have cried.
But
in private. You understand? And then after I've let it out, all right, let's get down to business.
Right? You know what I'm saying? You got to that whole release thing. You got to release the pressure.
Got to release. She get that valve.
Now, analogy time. Here we go. You ready for this?
Yeah, go.
So, here in the vein of what we're talking about, most women see men, and I mean, in general, this is just how it is. See men as their rock, metaphorical rock, sturdy, unmovable,
dependable,
right? However, a rock is not invincible. There are things that can smash a rock.
Smash it.
There are also things that can erode a rock.
Yep.
I.e., water. If enough water gets on that rock eventually becomes smooth and eventually disappears. You don't want to put a whole lot of water on your rock. You understand?
Dog it.
So, you know what I'm saying? You follow me with this analogy. So, you know, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about our rocks not getting water on it. You know what I'm saying? So we don't erode. Like a little splash here and there, that's totally fine. But a whole waterfall, nigga? No, we not doing that. Because at some point, that rock gonna become a pebble, and you just gonna skip that bitch right down the stream. We don't want that. And that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I'm just saying, like, one common scenario a lot of women bring up is like when a dude loses his job. Like, cool, sucks, understandable. But if you come in panicking and blubbering like a fool, man, listen. Because all that's going to do in her head is go, holy shit, we in trouble. Because if he freaking the fuck out, that means I should be freaking the fuck out. Like, Like it is what it is.
And then it just triggers off all the survival instincts. Because holy shit, if he's freaking the fuck out and crying and shit, I'm not safe.
I'm not safe. Yep. And this is the thing too, is like we don't even talk enough about overly emotional men and how creating a society of emotional men is dangerous. We don't talk about that side either. Because you have to understand, right? Emotional men turn into mass shooters. Emotional men turn into fucking murderers. Emotional men do bad shit.
Yeah.
Because let's not get it twisted.
Incels.
I'm not even talking about incels. I'm just talking about in general. Emotions are chaotic and they cause you to do rash things. And as the stronger sex, you cannot afford to be rash. You understand?
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
It will cause terrible atrocities. Emotional men have caused terrible things to happen. We don't need that, man. Like, we just don't. That's why I agree with like KS when he talks about the wolf pack, man. Like there are only certain dudes that I talk to. Like you're one of them. My father, I talk to him very often, right? A few other friends, but that's it, man. That's my fucking wolf pack. If I need to vent, if I need to cry, if I need to talk about a problem, bruh, it's them first. Not even gonna lie. I'm going to the wolf pack first.
Of course. I was watching the Tribe podcast, and Bo was talking about how important it is to have, I mean, Kevin Samuels calls it a wolf pack, but you know, just a group of guys that you relate to, your group of friends, your core friends. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, you know, what we do every now and again, we go out into the wilderness and we just go and be men. We hike, we climb up shit we're not supposed to climb up, and we talk. You know, it may be like, you know, it may get a little emotional sometimes, but we let it all out and we leave it out there in the wilderness so we can come back refreshed, recharged, and ready to tackle the world.
Yep.
That shit is important. Having your group, having your wolf pack, having those dudes around you in your circle to make sure that you are on the straight and narrow and that you're not wavering, that shit is vital to a man's existence. We may not socialize the way women do, but we do socialize, and those social circles are strong. You understand?
Yeah.
Because you're only as strong as your weakest link, and in those circles, no man can be allowed to be the weakest link, because we're gonna pull your ass up to bring your ass along,
or excommunicate your ass,
or excommunicate your ass.
Yep, real talk.
Hell, we had to do that recently, as a matter of fact. You know what I'm saying?
You would.
That's a prime example. I was trying to think of an example where we ever actually had. We had to do that twice now, actually. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
For that reason, we had to do it 3 times, but for the reason of you being too weak and, you know what I'm saying, not getting your act together, we only had to do that twice. You know what I'm saying? So like a circle of dudes that you trust and can be quote unquote vulnerable with, you know what I'm saying? And so you don't look weak in front of your family, that's essential. That's part of your toolkit that you need to go through life to have.
Yep. And it's different, dude. It's like, and this is the way I explain it to a lot of my female friends who are like, I don't get it. Why can't like my husband, you know, be that way with me and blah blah? And I'm just like, dude, it's like the easiest analogy I can give folks is like, yo, the reason why is it's the same reason that like. And this is not a slight against white people, but it's the same damn reason why a lot of white people will never relate to the black struggle, or relate to black people in general, right? There's just certain things, there's certain mannerisms and certain things you can let your hair down and be a certain way around your own people, because they know the struggle. You know what I'm saying? Like, dudes understand what it's like to be in a society as a man. So there's certain things that you are allowed to do around them because of that commonality. You know what I'm saying? And I promise you it's the same way in the sisterhood. Motherfuckers like to pretend it ain't. Bullshit. There are certain things that your sisters and your cousins and your other female friends are privy to that you don't necessarily tell your man about. One of those things that you probably talk to regularly with your sisterhood is probably body count. Prime example. You will never tell a man your true body count. Maybe when you get older and y'all probably into some shit, you know what I'm saying? Y'all 15 years in, and maybe you might tell a motherfucker about your true number. But most women will never tell a man about their damn true body count. They won't. Because there's certain things you can't say. Like, there's just certain things you can't do. And one of them things for a man is ugly cry in front of your
Yeah, exactly. You cannot show weakness to the people who are depending on you.
And I want to be clear. It's not even necessarily like, yes, it's weakness, but it's not like the way people like think of the term weakness. Like, right? It's emotional stability. You cannot show emotional instability to your fucking spouse, bro. And being like blubbery crying in front of your girl, bro, is the quickest way. I'm telling you, you want to talk about.
Look.
Like, even if you got years in.
Way, no, I got you. You ready? It's the quickest way. Being emotional in front of your girl is the quickest way to go from her going from boy shorts to bloomers.
Oof. Oof. Bro. Oh, no.
That is a fast track, bro.
Oh.
That is a bullet train from Tokyo to Hokkaido. You understand me?
Oof. Real talk. Like, oh, man.
Oh, man, bro. That's too funny.
Damn. No, but you ain't lying, though. That's the funny part. Like, you are not lying, bro. And that's the thing, too. And different women have different thresholds. Not every woman's the same. One woman might be like, okay, he ugly cried for me one time. You do that shit a second time, your ass get comfortable doing it.
Like Spider-Man, everybody gets one.
Everybody gets one, you know? Like, and that's why men are just like, yo, instead of playing Russian roulette, because that's essentially what it is.
Yep.
Just don't do it.
Yep.
Just don't take the damage. That's a safe, because logical creatures. Just don't even fucking do it. It's cool. We got it.
Because some women have a one and done policy.
Yo. Yo. One and all the way done. I'm talking like pat you on the back, get the fuck up, pack her shit, and leave. One and done. like fucking done, bro. So it is what it is.